Good evening and welcome to the 80's Babies Conversation. It's your girl Ray Cherie checking in on this good Tuesday, May 3rd. I have a special guest with me tonight, my one and only, my brother Griggs. For those who don't know you, introduce yourself.
Hey, what it do? It's your boy Greg, aka Bubba. For everybody that checking in and the Gump, Slim. What we talking about today, sis? What's happening?
All right. So we did have some technical difficulties. We tried to go live, it didn't work. So we came back and we are up and ready to go. The first topic of the night is the Met Gala. We're gonna talk about the fashion that was taking place on the Met Gala last night. So we got Future right here on the screen.
Okay, my boy Future was looking good. Swagged out.
Swagged out in a short pant tuxedo. I bet we're gonna see these in weddings and in prom the rest of 2022, 2023.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I wasn't feeling those church socks though.
Man, he had to. He had to.
And I definitely see that mask was on for the Met Gala last night. All right. What about Nicki Minaj rocking the baseball cap with the designer dress?
Yeah, she was swagged out too, man. I ain't gonna lie, Nicki looking good after the baby. You know what I'm saying? She was looking good.
She looks gorgeous. She looks natural. She looks voluptuous. I really like this look on her. And the theme for the night was the history of American style. So I guess she was bringing in a hip hop element with the hat. What about Kim K? Kim K has on Marilyn Monroe's dress. All right, this is the dress that Marilyn Monroe sang happy birthday to JFK in. Right? And although she looks a little slim to me, I have to say that she looks extremely gorgeous. And then the other looks that we're going to take a look at would be Anderson .Paak, Nicki Minaj, and Lizzo. Now, Anderson is definitely giving me Ike Turner, Rick James-ish soul vibes. Like he's channeling his inner Ike and Rick.
Right. All he missing is the that's all he should have posed like that.
What about Nicki in Versace?
Yeah, she rocking that. That girl looking real good.
She does look good. This dress was everything. It complimented her skin tone. The hair was on point. Nicki is definitely on point.
That's Cardi, ain't it?
That's Cardi. Yes, that's Cardi. I'm sorry. That's Cardi.
Right. Yeah, she was rocking that.
I guess Nicki's on my mind. Nicki look good.
Yeah, to just have a killing it. Cardi killing it.
All right, Cardi is killing it. And what about Lizzo?
With the flute.
She did play the flute on the red carpet last night. This is just a talented lady. Like, she's a talented woman. She's definitely a bad chick. And I like this black and gold. I like the choker around her neck. She looks very regal.
Yeah, she does. She does.
All right. What are we talking about next?
Inflation.
Now, first of all, let us explain what inflation is. Inflation is when the value of the American dollar decreases. So it's like we're making the same amount of money, but the cost of goods and services increases.
Right.
So this means that our budgets are greatly impacted by this. So for instance, on yesterday, when I went to Walmart, I'm a teacher, so I do all my shopping once a month. And I got my just toiletries, no groceries at all, washing powder, soap, dish detergent, fabric softener, plates, cups, shebang. I usually spend like $120. Well, yesterday I spent $179. So that's an extra $59 that I have to accommodate for in my budget that I did not plan for.
Right.
All right. So now that this inflation is taking place, what are some things I have to do differently? Because my budget has to change because prices are going up.
Right. Limit your spendings. your habitual spending. You need to eliminate that, man. You need to just get stuff that you need, not that you want. You know what I'm saying? Stop going out clubbing, buying these J's every Saturday. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta prioritize stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just stop a lot of the unnecessary spending. That's what you can start off doing. And ask your job for a raise.
Okay, yes. Now I don't know if I can ask my job for a raise, but the teachers are getting a raise this year. But another thing I said, we could carpool. People don't carpool anymore. I know several teachers that I live in the same city, and we can establish a meeting point, but nobody carpools anymore. But that would be a great way to save money if we switch days, or if we did 1 week at a time, something of that nature. That would be a great way to save money.
I mean, we're just now able to do that now, you know, with the COVID restriction. You know, a lot of people ain't feel comfortable around with other people, you know what I'm saying? I understand that. Still, even now, some people probably wouldn't feel comfortable around in the car with other people. But, I mean, if you take the precautions and, you know, mask up like Future was, you know what I'm saying? You know, you can still kind of carpool, you know, at least 1 or 2 people, or 2 or 3 people, rather.
And what about deciding what's a want and what's a need? Because now if the price is jumping like this and I'm noticing a $50 difference just when I buy my toiletries, well then maybe I need to say, instead of me buying, you know, a 20 pack, maybe I need to get a 5-pack because I don't eat that many anyway.
I mean, you can do that, but I don't know.
I mean, what we need to get the people some tips are great value versus the name brand.
You better go with that great value because, I mean, it all made by the same company, you know what I'm saying? Brand don't even matter for real, not to me. You know, I'm going there and get that great value every time. You know what I'm saying? Even the great value going up, though. Like, let's be real, though. The great value going up. Everything going up. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you're going to pay, you paying what you was paying. You paying for great value what you was paying for, you know, the name brand now. You know, great value costs the name brand. And the name brand is way higher.
Yes, most definitely. And viewers, if you're with us, put your comments in the chat because we want to dialogue with you all too. All right, so I want to talk about dating. You know, so dating can be expensive. Dating is expensive. And I was out with the suitor, and he reminded me that we had been on 4 dates. He was like, okay, Raven, so we've been on 4 dates. And he told me that dating is expensive. And my reply was, well, you shouldn't be dating if you can't afford to date. But when he implied the cost, at first I was thinking one way, like, okay, we had date number 4, what now? But then he brought in the cost that, you know, this is getting a little expensive. So I left thinking that he was implying that I needed to pitch in on the dates. So that leaves me wondering, who pays for the date? Are the guys supposed to pay? Are guys expecting women to pay? Are women paying for the dates? What's really going on?
I mean, I'm going to pay for the first couple of dates, you know what I'm saying? And depending on what we do, you know, the second date, you know, women, don't be scared to chip in, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't got to put the whole load on the man. But I mean, I understand, you know, the man asks you out, you know, he's supposed to pay. You know, I'm going to pay. You know, everything. Now, if it's a repeat thing and we going on multiple dates, you know what I'm saying, depending on how often we going out too, yeah, I'm gonna expect that woman to come out of pocket sometimes, you know. Don't let all the weight fall on one person. And see, that's what we got a habit of doing these days, you know what I'm saying? Like, the women want to put all the weight on the men. I mean, you got some women out here that carrying the weight too, don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, the man should pay for the first couple of dates, especially if he asks the woman out, you know. I feel like that's the right thing to do.
After the first couple, it should be 50-50. All right, Treese. But also, Bubba, you know, you my brother, so I got to keep it real with you. My daddy told me a man is supposed to be a man.
Yeah, but what everybody got a different definition of what a man is. You know, a man, hey, paying the bill don't make you a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just put that out there. Paying a bill don't make you a man. So don't get it mixed up now. That don't define you as a man. Whether you paying all the you know what I'm saying, the expenses for everything, that don't make you a man. That just means you got a little money to play with. That means, you know what I'm saying, but that don't make you a man. Because I know some people that ain't got it like that, and they some real men. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, Daddy told you that. You know what I'm saying? I agree. You know what I'm saying? But hey, come out the pocket, women. Come out the pocket.
All right, Patrice said men need to be nurtured as well.
That right.
And Tequila said actions make you a man.
That
well,
right.
So if he's implying that I should pay for a date, so then what's the rule? Should he be asking me to pay for a date, or should I be volunteering to pay for this date?
I mean, depending on the type of woman you is, you know, some women gonna sit back and let a man just pay for everything. They gonna sit back and watch you pay for everything. You know what I'm saying? Now, depending on the type of woman you is, you gonna offer to pay. You gonna be like, you gonna see that man going in his wallet, and you gonna stop him. Hey, babe, I got this, or at least I got the tip. I got some. You know, don't just put it all on that man to pay everything. You feel me? Right. At some point, you know, all parties need to contribute. That's right.
And Janet said the man should always pay. Most older men agree.
Well, it's a new time,
Janet. These 80 babies are out here expecting the women to pay for dates.
Let me tell y'all something. Not every man. I expect you to pay for some dates. Not all the dates. Some dates. Now, don't put it all on. You know, I'm gonna pay for a majority of the dates. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you know, it need to be a kind of, you know, it need to start here, and then we just even our way like this. You know what I'm saying? So don't just put it all on the man. Is what I'm saying. I know my men out there. I know y'all agree now. I know y'all agree.
So, but here's my thing though. Don't imply that you've been spending all this money. You know, just be a great man.
Let me ask you this. How much was y'all dates costing? Like when he said that, how much was this man spending?
These days
you gotta give an exact dollar amount, just you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just like, and how often was y'all going on dates? Like, we need to know these time frames so we can kind of see why he bought that up. You know what I'm saying?
So maybe it was like a small date during the week and then a big date on the weekend.
What's a small date?
A small date, you know, you might just go to Red Lobster and talk and go for a walk or something. And then a big date, you may go to Epic and spend $300 for dinner.
We were just talking about inflation. You know, the man experiencing, you know, we all experience inflation, you know. So $300 dates and Red Lobster, no big dates, you know, sis. And if he been spending this type of money on dates, you know what I'm saying, periodically, then yeah, that man spoke up because his pockets probably was getting thin, you know. So help him out. You should have been like, when he brought it up, you should have been like, well, is it you know, I got this one, you know, and that would have killed that. And he probably would have felt like, okay, you know. What did you do when he said when he said it again? What did you do?
Well, I was reminded of what my daddy told me. I always have me. So if you can't afford to pay for me, I got me.
That's right, but
okay.
Yeah. Would you being my sister, that right? But you know.
Yeah. And if at first I thought the conversation was going the other way when he mentioned that cost, I still have me. And if my expenses are a burden to you, are you really able to afford dating?
I mean, and looking at the comment, I mean, most men don't. I mean, depending on how much money he's spending, most men they gonna expect something in return because, you know, with inflation, I love this word today. Inflation, you know, we spending all this money. What am I getting out of the deal? a good time, good conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how they thinking. Like when they spending this money, you know. So you know, since this different, we can go all day about this. You know, especially with me.
All right, Auntie said you and him get in the kitchen and cook.
Right. That's one of the ways we was trying to cut down on the spending too. You
Aretha
know,
said
these days.
to date, then I encourage you not to because dating is expensive.
That's true. That's right, cuz. Good time and good conversation and free. Hey, that right, cuz. That right.
Jazz said, "What you mean something in return?"
Well, I ain't say that, Jazz. I was just saying, like, that's what people thinking. You know, it could be anything. It could be, you know, anything. You know, you're an 80's baby, aren't? Well, you might be a 90's baby, cuz, but I don't know. You know,
some men don't date, and I don't know how. Like, I want to get out of the house. I want to go somewhere. I can, you know, I can sit at home all day. That's the dating. Dating does not happen in the home.
It can.
How can dating happen in the home?
We can chill, you know, talk to each other. The same thing we're gonna do in this expensive restaurant. You know what I'm saying? We can go ahead and cook some breakfast food and get to know each other. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta go out and spend all this money. You know what I'm saying? Unless you just don't.
Because a woman is not an object. That's why. So a woman is not an object. So are you out here paying to play? Is like what's going on?
Hey. That's right, cuz.
All right, Latrice said, me and my husband take turns paying for each other dinner when we go out to dinner. I see nothing wrong with that, Latrice.
Right.
That's
right. You're a good woman.
And I see nothing wrong with
that. That's what you're supposed to do. But we talking about like beginner, like we talking about we understand that the husband and wife, we know y'all gonna do that. We talking about people that just now starting to date, like somebody that you just met and y'all going out on y'all date. Like, because you know what I'm saying? Like how y'all gonna approach that situation?
It was date number 4. And he, first of all, he was counting how many dates we had been on. And second of all, he was keeping up with the total.
That's what he supposed to do. You keep up with your money that you spend at Walmart, right? You keep up with all that, right? It's the same thing. It's an expense. She just said it's expensive, so it's an expense. So you got to keep up with your expenses.
Okay. This is leading up to our big discussion for tonight. Okay, somebody said do something fun together and cook. Jazz said next him. She hopes I ghosted him. I did, sis.
Who said that?
I ghosted him, sis. Gone.
Hey, listen though, you know, you talking about cooking together, cuz I mean you could do that, but a lot of people don't, you know, if you just starting out day, a lot of women ain't finna let a man come to their house like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you ain't finna let a man just come in there and say, oh, here's the pots and pans, let's cook us a dinner. You ain't finna do that. Not with nobody you just met, you know what I'm saying? So we talking about y'all going out on y'all little date. Y'all ain't even with each other's houses. You know what I'm saying? So is you coming out the pocket? Or do I gotta pay for everything?
So honestly, you know, as much as I want him to show me that he is financially stable, I do want to show him that I'm financially stable too. But don't put your foot on my neck saying I don't spend this amount of money. Where your wallet at? A man should never be concerned about a woman's wallet.
Now, it's a way you ask too, though. Like if he if he came at you like that, then yeah, you need to next him on up out of there. But it's a way you ask though. You know, it ain't even gotta be directly. You know, it could be an indirect question you could ask. But you know, if you cut where your wallet at, like yeah, that's kind of disrespectful, especially while we're out.
Yes, but if you are a good man, you've been taking me out on these dates, and we decide that we're gonna go to dinner, you know, or in a movie, and I go in that nice Birmingham bag and pull out my card, I'm trying to show you it's cool, babe. I got it, and that's fine. But let me volunteer to do that. But you just don't. It's uncouth for you to just come out and tell me, like, when you gonna pay something.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, it's a way to approach the situation. You know, coming out straight like that, then yeah, like. But when is you gonna volunteer to be out? That's what we thinking. When is you gonna volunteer to pay? You know what I'm saying? We done went out on 10 dates and I'm still, when is you gonna pay? You know?
When are you gonna show yourself worthy of my coins? That's how I feel. Don't ask me about my pockets. You just show me that you are. See,
I understand what you're saying. So I feel you. I feel you know. I'm not going against what you're saying. I feel you, but I'm just saying, like a man gotta give him something to go off of. You can't just expect him to be keep. You want him to show you attention. You want him to take you out. You can't just keep beating him over the head, though. You know, you can't keep beating him over the head. Yeah, I'm gonna be a man. I'm gonna take you out these couple of times, but at some point, I'm not saying that I would want sex in return, but I want a date in return. Like, when is you gonna offer me? I might ask you a question like, when you gonna take me out? When were you gonna take me out on this date? You know what I'm saying? I've been waiting on you to take me out. You know, that's the kind, that's how I would do it, in a funny, jokingly way. I would, you gonna take me out one day,
Okay, so now Mother's Day is Sunday. And if you need those Mother's Day gifts, DM me because I got them. But Mother's Day is Sunday, and some people co-parent. All right, they moved on, but they have children in another home. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about a man buying a Mother's Day gift for the mother of his kids? Is it okay for a man to buy a Mother's Day gift for the mother of his kids for his ex, even though he's in another household and she may have a significant other as well? Is it okay? How would you feel if somebody bought your significant other a Mother's Day gift?
Oh, that's kind of tough, I would feel, I don't know. I'll be cool with it, but I'm gonna be looking at her and see if she's gonna accept it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can buy the gift. You know what I'm saying? I don't see nothing wrong with that, but that's kind of disrespectful in a sense, depending on the relationships, and it's a lot of things that be at play in that situation. So I really don't have an answer for that. So it's like, I want to see some of the comments on that one, because I mean, as a man, that's kind of tough. A lot of people wouldn't see anything wrong with that. I personally, I don't see. I mean, I don't know. It depends. It depends.
Well, it depends. So playing devil's advocate, I haven't received a Mother's Day gift from my ex-husband since we divorced. All right. So I just take my child to whatever store she feels like she can get me a gift, and I let her pick out what she wants me to buy. I kind of steer her mind. I want some Pandora charms. We're going.
Well, I ain't mean to interrupt you, sis, but in some men's defense, I mean, I probably, if I was in a situation like that, I wouldn't. I couldn't. I mean, I wouldn't do it just simply because I wouldn't want. You don't know who she's dealing with. She may have somebody at the house with her, and that may step on some toes, and then that may cause friction between the two parties. You know what I'm saying? He might be thinking you trying to move back in on his woman. You know what I'm saying? With it, and it might not even be like that. You just showing love to your baby mom. But from a man view, you know what I'm saying? It's like, hey man, what you doing this for? Why you? You know what I'm saying? It's some men don't want to step on other men's toes by giving his baby mom, his ex, a gift, and she got a man in the house with her. That'll kind of look disrespectful on his behalf. So in a lot of men's defense, that's probably why they don't. You know what I'm saying? You got some that would do it, but they probably don't care. You know what I'm saying? Or both parties kind of know what's going on. They don't take it. It depends on the person. it depends on the person. And like Janet said, it's about the child. You know, I feel like at that point, y'all relationship is over too. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no need for y'all to be getting Mother's Day, Father's Day gifts. You know what I'm saying? You let that kid get old enough and do that. You know what I'm saying? That's that kid's job at that point. You know what I'm saying? So that's my view on it.
Okay, and I agree. I say, you know, give the gift to the child. So that means that this should be a respectable gift. You know, we shouldn't be having a contest what your current man bought you versus what I bought you. You know, you shouldn't hand the child, you know, a diamond tennis necklace.
Right.
Because you know that, you know, new man can't afford one. Like, it shouldn't be anything to throw shade or insult. It should be appropriate. You know, a card, some flowers, some Bath and Body Works, something simple. But nothing just outlandish to try to throw shade on what the new spouse can or can't do.
I mean, I don't know.
I think it should be something that a kid could give.
Right.
Okay. And you know, I'm sorry to say this, and if it's not, you know, something that the kid could gift, or you think the spouse is gonna get mad, you need to slide that. When you put the car seat in the car, just put the bag in there.
Just don't do it. Because if I go and get the car seat out, it's gonna be some problems. Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
But I definitely think, first of all, as I said, I haven't received a Mother's Day gift from my ex-husband since I got divorced. But here's the thing, though. That made me feel some type of way. Because I am a dang good mother. But I understand when people move on, you know, they move on. So, therefore, I don't expect anything. I take my daughter and I let her pick out what she wants me to have. And we celebrate every holiday that way. Jamon said, if new man making less money than the old man, he already lost in this new dating scene. Or just a simple happy Mother's Day.
Yeah.
I agree, Patrice. Send a text message.
Like that. Yeah, that's the best thing to do. Just a simple happy Mother's Day, you know, and let that be that. You know, just
yeah. Janet said my gift will be homemade this year. So yeah, a simple happy Mother's Day text, but nothing over the top. You know, show respect to where you're at, but show respect to the woman who brought your child into this world as well. So women, I think it's petty. Let me just be clear. I think it's petty if you don't want that man to buy the mother of his child or children a Mother's Day gift, because we're grown. But she was the vessel to earth for his children, and he should be allowed to honor that, because that is a title worthy of being honored. It's nothing wrong. And that's my opinion. I don't mean to step on any toes, but I don't see anything wrong with that man buying a gift for the mother of his child or children. All right. He made her a mother.
I like your opinion, sis. That was a good opinion. That was a good one. I like that.
All right, so our next topic. So everything tonight, it kind of wrapped all up into one. The next topic is courting versus dating versus multi-dating. So I was told it's levels to this. It's levels to this dating scene. And I want to know more about this because I'm single. So courtship. What's that? What is courtship in the eyes of 80's baby? Because I need to know, because I'm single and I need to know what is courtship versus what is dating.
I don't know what is courting. I ain't heard that word in so long. Like, what do people even do that anymore? Like, what is it?
Courtship, in my opinion, is dating with a purpose. Dating intentionally. Dating because you are trying to find a spouse. That's courtship. Showing this other that you are a potential mate.
Old folks saying, "Cuz you're right." That's what it is. That's what it is.
So put it in the new people saying. What's the 80s babies way of saying what courtship is? Sofa sitting.
Oh yeah.
What's the 80s babies way of saying what courtship is? What does that look like today? Come on, weigh in now. Don't get quiet now.
Hey, no, I'm reading the comments. I'm sorry, but you know, what was the question again? I got caught up reading
What's
the
the difference between courtship and dating? Somebody said dating.
Courtship. Yeah, courtship is like Aretha said. You know, it's dating, trying to, you know, find you a spouse and get married. You know what I'm saying? It's I guess that's what it is. Because I mean, I used to hear old people saying it, but I never really kind of, you know what I'm saying, knew what it meant. But I mean, it's dating, I guess, is just seeing what's out there. You know what I mean? You know, it's just seeing what's out there. It's trying to see if you want to court this person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get, like, I don't know. It's kind of hard because we kind of, even as 80s baby, we kind of don't practice because, you know, you go on one date with a girl these days, then next thing you know, she's calling you her bae and her boo. Y'all in a relationship. So it's like the courting, that's auntie and them. Like, we ain't doing that these days. We giving you an application, and if you're checking the right thing, you know, you get the job. That's kind of like what today's dating is like. It's like, you know, and if you got some money, that's the biggest. You know, but courting, you know, that's I don't know. It's kind of played out. What y'all think? I think it's kind of played out. You know, I don't know.
All right, Mel, I agree with this. The men in this day and time are not being reared to be husbands, so they don't know how to court a woman. I don't think courting is played out. I want somebody to take some time with me, put some effort, some elbow grease.
But listen, now let me tell you the problem with that too these days. You can have a man that doing all that what y'all saying, but it depends on that female too. You got to think about today's females too. It's not just the men. Like, it's not just us. It's the women too. You know, I can be calling myself courting this woman and putting my all and trying to see what her head in, and she out there. You know what I'm saying? So what? Like, it got to be you got to choose who to court, I guess, and who to date and all that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, cause
it still won't be enough,
right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like I see what Mel's saying too, but at the same time, it's like, man, time done changed women and men. It ain't like that no more. You know what I'm saying? You can't really court and do all this stuff because some folks, you know, a lot of women they won't even know the difference if you courting or dating them. If you could be courting them, they won't even know it. They gonna still be out here doing their thing. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? People got to be on the same page, and that's why I say it's kind of played out now because the mindset of a woman has changed. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like these women back in the 70s and 60s before our time. You know what I'm saying? Time has changed. The music, all this stuff has changed the women mindset too. So it's like, you know, I don't know. It's hard to do that now. It's kind of like just a dating thing now, just to see if you can be compatible with a person now. And that courting stage is kind of, you know, it's out of there. Like,
times are different. The dating scene is different. Women are different from our grandmas.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
The mindset, like a woman, like let's just say, okay, for instance, if I'm courting this girl and you know what I'm saying, she doing her thing, but if she recognize that, okay, I'm this man that's trying to be in her life or trying to be that guy in her life, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be up to her to change her actions and start being that, you know, being the type of woman that I'm looking for too, you know what I'm saying? So, but now, like, it's like when you do that, you know, you could be putting your all, a man can be putting his all into it, and she still, you know, chilling with bro over there. You know what I'm saying? And you it's like, and it's the same thing. It's reversed too. The women can be putting her all into it, and the man can be, you know what I'm saying, still out there. So it's kind of like it's I don't know. It's kind of, I hate to say it, you know what I'm saying, but it's kind of like a roll of the dice now. You know, you just taking a chance dating now because, you know, it's so different. Even me being an 80s baby, you know, I look at how, you know, these young kids out here dating and what they do, you know, it's totally different from how we were. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say the stuff that we talking about, these kids can't relate to that because they don't know nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like since you're one of those rare breeds that still kind of got that old time, and you know what I'm saying, you want that old fashioned man to come along, and you know, and that's kind of rare now because the men are transforming with the women. You know, we can't be that old fashioned gentleman because these women, you lame if you do that. You know what I'm saying? That's why men not doing it. You lame if you be old fashioned now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
So you're telling me that it's lame to want something?
No, what I'm
serious,
saying is,
right?
you know, everybody is focusing on social media and how you look to other people. You know what I'm saying? So a man, they don't want to go put their all into a girl. You know what I'm saying? And she turned out to be, you know, the word everybody like to use, a thought. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to put his all into that because people gonna look at him funny, like, oh man, you spending money on her like that? You man, she was out there, you know what I'm saying? So, but she might work for him, but with everybody in his ear, social media, or you know, everybody around him saying, "Oh man, I wouldn't did that if I was you. I wouldn't have dated her. I wouldn't have spent no money on her." You know what I'm saying? It's gonna make him feel, oh, you'll be like, "Oh, you lame," you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be that. That's how these kids are thinking now. So it's like the dating scene is so different now. You can't really. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. I don't know.
And I feel like too, I'm like on a serious note because my mind just takes me here. Like it's a surplus of women out here. Why? Because people are not getting married as much as they used to in the past. So you got a surplus of women. You got a surplus of educated women. We're losing our men to the streets, losing our men to incarceration. So the numbers for women are up, and the numbers of men to choose from are down. And because of this surplus, if we think about it in business terms, maybe the value of relationships are on the down. People don't value that sanctity of being in relationships because they have options.
Right.
And we had these women with this mindset, you know, I want to get married. You know, I want to be courted. I want to get married. I want to have family. You know, that's the dream. But some women are just out here to get it how they live. And then I feel like that makes it harder for the woman who still has those semi-traditional values.
Yeah. I mean, I feel you, sis, but you know, all the women these days are trying to get in their bag and they want the men to help build their bag, you know? And that's why I say it's a different mindset. It's like the main focus out here, everybody right now is money. You know, that's the main focus. Everybody want money. You know, if you ain't benefiting them in a financial way, or you know, they ain't hearing it. You know, that's the majority of the people out here. Not speaking for everybody, you know, but that's kind of like the mentality of everybody. You know, everybody messing with somebody because it's the benefit for them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Okay, multi-dating. If you watch Insecure, I watched Insecure and I did fall in love with the storyline, and I had never seen anything like this in my life. I didn't know people did this, but when I started talking to people about Insecure, I found out people really do this. These people on Insecure and some people in real life are dating 3, 4, and 5 people at a time. They are putting people in rotation. Now, how does that work?
Man. The opinions of very slim women really don't have much to choose from.
We don't have much to choose from. So multi-dating is this new thing, 80s babies. Multi-dating, putting people in rotation. All right, picking them up on one stop, putting them off on the next stop.
Hey,
how does that?
I don't know. You know, multi-dating.
Now, if taking me out on 4 dates,
I'm kind of speechless because I ain't like multi-day. Like, how you do that?
go watch Insecure. First of all, you got to catch up. But if he was
Right, I
complaining
need to
about
catch
taking
up.
me out on 4 dates, how could he be able to balance dating multiple people at a time? And a lot of people are out here dating multiple people at a time. So
Because I can't answer that because he probably can do that because he probably spending the money on you, but the other girl that he's dating or could be dating, she probably ain't that expensive. He probably cooking at home with her. You know what I'm saying? He's saving the money with her. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of weighing his options. If I'm gonna go over here with her and I'm gonna spend this $300 at this restaurant area over the weekend, or I can cook this food at home with her, every weekend and we can save and build and do something, something way better than just go out to these high expensive restaurants. It's that I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But these time days, of course, dating comes with sex. So of course, it's too much stuff out here to be just out here like that.
flag, dating does not come with sex.
Eventually.
Nope. I disagree. Dating, you are not entitled to me because you bought me a meal.
We ain't talking about the first. If we dating over a period of time, like we grown.
Dating does not come with sex.
Well, we ain't talking about that's old. That's old fashioned again, sis. That's old fashioned. That's old fashioned again, sis. That's old fashioned. Dating is coming with sex these days, and sometimes before dating. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying we keeping it real. We keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, because right, women do think different. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, dating is we being real. Dating is gonna come with sex. That's just point blank. You know what I'm saying? It's that's just what it is. Like, we're not talking about what y'all think how it should be. We talking about like real life situations. Like, dating is coming with sex. Like, that's just what it is. So come on.
I disagree. I'm sorry. Like,
what y'all think?
No entanglements.
I want to see the comments on this.
No entanglements for me. I'm not trying to sleep with you. This is not. You're non-committal. You're not looking for a commitment. This is not anything serious.
So then I guess it's just a point. Then so how it's just a point. So I like that cover because I like that one. But it's like, what are we dating for? So during our dating period, you're analyzing me and seeing, oh, this is gonna be my husband, and we're not gonna have sex. How do you know if I'm gonna be your husband or your boyfriend, and if I'm capable of being your boyfriend, and I can't please you, sexually? How that gonna work out? Because I'm gonna be lacking. Then it's gonna be cheating. Then it's just a full circle again. Like, it's multi. Then that's when we come into that multi dating because I might not be able to perform to your standard in sex, but John can, so you gonna multi-date. You know what I'm saying? It's this. That's the purpose of multi-dating, I guess. We just answered the question. Like,
okay, so this is. I say we have to look at the bigger picture.
Whoa.
Sex. It sounds exciting, but by the time we hit 65, 66, 70, it's not always about the sex. You got to be with somebody who is going to be your helpmate, who is going to assist you and help you maneuver through life.
But since we talk about dating, we're not talking about settling down at 65. We're talking about
that should be the end game. When you step out on the scene, you got to have the end game. Tunnel vision is important. Like, when I'm sitting down with somebody, I don't like to waste my time. So if this is just, I could take my own self out to eat. Like, I can do that. But I'm out here with the end game in mind. I am an 80's baby. I'm 35 years old. The clock is not going backwards, it's going forward. I want somebody that is going to help me maneuver and navigate through life and bring some excitement and enjoyment. And if I don't see that in mind, I shouldn't be going out on dates with this man in the first place.
Well, of course, that's yeah. I mean, I get that, sis. I get that. Good. Right now, right. We should have had my cousin on the show today because he making some valid points. Like real talk though, like you gotta. That's real. Some women bond doing with sex. You know what I'm saying? It just like I say, sis, the mentality of people are different. You know what I'm saying? And I get that too, cause like she is right. You know what I'm saying? You should be dating with the intentions of getting married, but somewhere along the line, we might not get married to 5-6 years from here. You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna need to have some sex up in here at some point in time. Like if we still dating, because we're dating until we're married, right? Right? We're dating, so you saying no sex during dating, so it's like no. That's old fashioned. We're not waiting to marriage to have sex anymore. Like that's a whole nother can of worms we're gonna open. But it ain't. I don't know, sis. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know.
You know what? I'm gonna keep on dreaming and keep hope alive in my heart because I know that there is a man out here somewhere.
And hopefully he's watching this. Hopefully he's watching this cast right now because, since it is one out there, but it's just like a needle in a haystack these days, It's like, it's hard to find. It just is. Because I don't want them.
That's right, Jazz. You want to know why people walking around here halfway foolish and losing their minds? Because they have established unnecessary soul ties, or they have established premature soul ties with people that they don't know anything about, and they got all these demons from that person walking around in them.
I don't think
establishing unnecessary.
I don't think it's soul ties. Those are just deep feelings involved when it goes, when that comes into play. It's just deep feeling. People don't know how to, keep their feelings at bay when in certain situations, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't necessarily a soul tie, I know a lot of people would say that, but I don't feel like soul ties, She said, yes, soul ties are real. I don't agree with that.
So, you swapping spirits, you swapping a little piece of your soul with this person, a little piece of your soul with that person. Like,
I mean, just being around the person, just being not even
people running around. A whole bunch of damaged people are running around here because of those prematurely established soul ties.
I mean, just being in a room could give a person bad energy too. Now, not necessarily having sex. So if you're around a bad person and bad soul ties, and a bad person or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily gotta have sex. That energy is gonna give off on you anyway.
I am an 80's babies woman, and my 80's babies brother here, our views are totally different, and I'm scared. Like,
let me clear it up now. I ain't just saying just everybody you date just go and have sex with them and this and that. But at some point, all I was saying is at some point in time, it's gonna be some sex. Is that just what it is? Y'all, you better keep your soul in your pocket or something because sex is happening.
It's in my pocket.
It's happening.
It's in my pocket because I am not an object. And just because you afforded me a good time doesn't mean I have to give you me. You got to earn me.
Well, it's the same thing. A man feel like that with his money. He have to earn his money. He working hard. You know what I'm saying? So if he's spending his money on you and y'all date for weeks and weeks at a time, you gotta. I ain't necessarily saying like a dog and give a dog a bone, but I'm just saying, you gotta show the man something. Not necessarily sex, but at some point in time, like he wondering to himself, like, okay, I'm spending all this money, and then when sex do get involved, he kind of saying, was she worth my money and time? This sex is trash. That's the mindset, and that's just reality too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to invest your time when you're not sexually attracted to a person. You don't spend all this time establishing this type of relationship, but when the sex come in play, is no connection. You don't want that. Like, the relationship is gonna crash regardless. So all things got to be clicking on all cylinders, including the sex. That's just part of it. Because who's gonna be with the person for? Who's gonna think about that end game when you ain't happy during the game? Come on.
So, I think we could go on this conversation for hours and hours and hours. Right. But it is getting late. And we have had a decent conversation for tonight. And before y'all kill all my dreams, I think we need to just go ahead and get out of here. Because I don't see this conversation getting any better.
I think that'll be a hot topic for the next conversation or the next podcast. And we need to get some more guests on here, man. Like, cause I'm gonna need for you to get, because I mean, we need to hear these different opinions. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I said, you're one of the women that's still living in this old fashioned kind of wanting a man to do all these things, but time has shifted and changed men and have molded them differently because the women are different. Times are different. A man could take a woman out and wine and dine her a lot back in the day, but thing was a lot cheaper at the time. You know what I'm saying? Jobs and stuff were good at that. When we looking at the time frame, jobs were good, and people could use that. They could take that extra money and go and splurge on you and stuff like that. But now times is hard, so it's you got to think about a man is under so much pressure already. So me having to worry about, okay, am I spending enough money to please her, or am I whining and dining her enough? That's kind of putting more stress on us because it's like it's just too much stress. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of pressure on a man. You know what I'm saying? With everything high and inflation, favorite word of the day. It's just a lot of stress on us. You know what I'm saying? Plus, especially if that man has his own household, especially if that man has kids. You got to think about that. I hear women all the time hollering, I'm a single mother. I'm a single mother. Well, you got single fathers out there too, and, if that man is taking care of kids, if he got more than one kid, it's going to be hard to splurge on you at this $300 restaurant all the time. And yeah, it's going to be hard for me to not ask you to come out of pocket sometimes, So like I say, it's just a different time frame. It's a different time. We can't, it's not like the old days, men, it's a big load. We already taking on a bigger load, what I'm saying? A big load these days. So it's a bigger load to wine and dine on woman and handle all our stuff too, you know what I'm saying? So, and someone made the comment, dating is expensive. It is, but so you mean to tell me if I ain't got the money, I shouldn't want to date like that? No. But if you don't have the money, dating shouldn't be expensive. It should be genuine.
But if you don't have the money, date within your means. This means you got to plan to walk in the park. You need to pack the picnic box because it's free.
But sis, at the museum. At the same time,
you shouldn't be saying let's go to Epic, and you can't afford it. Maybe you should say let's go to Cheddar's.
Right, but at the same time, looking at the mindset of the women, all women don't need all that lavish stuff, but you got some women. I might be dealing with a chick that she might want to be this woman that she might want to go on these expensive dates. I might take her on a walk in the park. Guess what? Now she telling her friend, "Girl, he's lame. He took me on a walk in the park. I didn't want to do that. So you kind of still gotta pick and choose what you do with certain people because if you might invest your time in planning a date for a woman and you might take her on a walk in the park and she expecting, Papa Do's or Cheesecake Factory or something on the first date. You know what I'm saying? Like that walk in the park might get you next. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So it's a different time and it's just different mindsets and stuff now. You know what I'm saying? So it's just rare that you're gonna find a guy that's gonna be on that old-fashioned tip. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard for an old-fashioned guy to survive in this kind of world today. He's not gonna get the woman he's trying to get with his old-fashioned ways because it's a new woman in age.
So I'm making a mental note that we have to talk about this new aged woman because I want
I mean, new age, everybody, not just the woman. I'm not just talking about women. I'm talking about the men too. Like it's a new age with men and women, you know, in the dating and just, you know, in the dating world, it's different. It's not like you can't apply those old tactics to this new age. Like it ain't gonna work.
It ain't gonna work.
Simple as that.
And on that note, this episode of the 80s Babies conversation has been real. I appreciate you, Bubba, for coming out, showing your sister some love tonight. Devon Rick is absent. Keep him and his family lifted in your prayers. We'll catch him on the next one. But we hope you enjoyed the conversation, and we'll see y'all next time. Have a good night, peeps.
Out.
We out.